Why it is harder for someone with ADHD to quit alcohol. It is harder for people with ADHD to quit alcohol than people that are not ADHD. And this is all actual factual information that I wish I would have known sooner. I got diagnosed ADD at 13, re-diagnosed ADHD at 17, and this is back in the 90s. And I've done a lot of research, worked with a lot of doctors on this. And if you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. When it comes to alcohol, when we drink it, for people with ADHD, it amps us up, it excites us, it fills us with energy. It also does stop the inner dialogue. And if you know anything about when it comes to ADHD, we have all this inner dialogue and conversations in our head. It slows us down, it helps us focus, it makes us feel. That is scary when it comes to ADHD. And anyone out there can tell you, when it comes to ADHD, we struggle making friendships. We struggle making connection. Where do you meet a lot of friendships and connections? Have a drink, you're at a bar, wherever. So for us with ADHD, we can thrive on alcohol. It is a unhealthy coping tool for us. So ultimately, it is something, because of the amount of dopamine that it does produce, even for us, we can rely on it to making us feel normal, to helping us unwind, to helping us stop our brain, essentially, at the end of the day of, hey, let's have a beer, let's have two beers. Now, the unfortunate thing about it, and where we struggle tremendously with it, is the quitting part of alcohol is very difficult for us, because alcohol is not safe by any means. It's marketed extremely well, though. And when it comes to alcohol itself, it is the deadliest of withdrawals. That and benzodiazepine. Those are the two deadliest withdrawals that can send you into DTs, which is delirium tremors. And that is when your central nervous system gets hyperexcited. Alcohol suppresses your central nervous system. So not only is it feeding you dopamine and all this stuff that your brain is thriving on with ADHD, but it is slowing down your heart rate. It is slowing down your breathing. It is slowing you down. Now, when you quit, this all goes hyper excited. So it's all over the board, fluctuating. So you can go into seizures, you can go into heart attack, you can have quick blood pressure drops. And now also we will struggle with it because guess what? And this is something we relied on for our brain. We can become very dopamine dependent on things, and things that create dopamine, our brain thrives on. For people with ADHD, dopamine is like glasses. And so this is like us putting glasses on. Now all of a sudden the world's a little bit fuzzy all of a sudden. All of a sudden we are realizing all of our flaws in the struggle that we have maintaining friendships and relationships, the struggle that we have, unwinding and slowing our brain down, especially when unmedicated, which just adds to the given struggles of actually quitting alcohol. So for people with ADHD, it is twofold. I mean, you're going through the normal withdrawals that somebody can with addiction, but for us with ADHD, very easy for us to get addicted to it because it's such a coping tool, and it's such an easy to get coping tool that's accepted. But also then to quit is extremely difficult because also our brain is constantly dopamine searching. Our brain knows that alcohol is a solution for it. So our brain will always default back to drinking, and it becomes a very big mental game. And if you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button, comment down below, because this is something that a lot of people don't realize, of like the alcohol struggles out there with ADHD and how common these are. And I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. Would this have made a difference if I would have known it? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not in a position where I could say, yeah, it would or it wouldn't. I will say this. I know I would have looked at it a little different if somebody looked at me as a 13 years old before I ever started drinking and said, hey, guess what? You're ADHD. You're going to have struggles sometimes when it comes to alcohol. So you need to be careful. I might have handled alcohol a little bit differently. And that's why I think it is so important to share, because it can make a difference for people out there, but also the sole fact for the ones out there that struggle with it and also aren't understanding, like, why is this so much harder for me than other people? Why can't I drink like a normal person? Why is my brain thriving off of alcohol? And someone out there can have two beers and I just can't stop. And we can't. Guess what? Something that's creating dopamine, we become obsessed with. We have to keep it going. We're afraid of losing the focus. We're afraid of not being normal. So we're going to keep drinking, and that impulsivity control, we lose it. So now we're even more impulsive. So we're drinking more because we like the feeling. Becomes a snowball effect that we can become very dependent then on alcohol. And that's why I share, is to like start that conversation, because it is something very important and important to understand and realize how our brains are different. And that's okay. I love ADHD. It does have some downsides to it, such as this, but it has a lot of plus sides to it also. And that's why the more that we share and the more that we educate, the more that it helps people out there. I mean, if you're struggling with addiction, I got sober 7/25/17. There's no right or wrong way of getting sober. I mean, first you hit that like and subscribe button, you comment below. But after that, if you are still struggling, I mean, I have a Refined Recovery tag down below. Great resource of rehab if you're looking for maybe going to inpatient or outpatient treatment. Download Sunflower Sober. That's tagged down below. That's a game changer for a lot of people when it comes to apps. You can go to an AA meeting, an NA meeting, do all the meetings, find a doctor, a psychiatrist, a therapist, get on the right meds. Find what works for you. Don't give up. It is trial and error to find what works, and it's doing all that and then some, because we are all a little different, and that's what it's about. So for the ones out there fighting through every single day, I am proud of you. Don't give up. It does get better, and you are worth it.